Welcome to Daily Dive. Here's what's coming up. A Florida man is nailed for allegedly getting handsy with the patient's foot. We're going to dive into why the patient was so shocked. Plus, do you think you are a better parent than your own parents? We'll break down why so many of you are saying yes. And are men more afraid of bugs than women? Well, a new study seems to think so, and we want your thoughts this morning. You are watching Daily Dive. All right, welcome in, y'all. It is Thursday morning.
Yes, it is.
How we feeling, Miss Lana Harris?
I'm feeling great today.
How about you, Mr. Steve Fundera?
We're hanging in there. We're alive. We're doing good.
That's all we got on
We're
Thursday.
alive.
Yeah,
Do you know how close we are to Friday,
We are
man?
breathing.
You better get
That's what
excited.
she
I will reiterate the sense that today is my Tuesday. So
I am going to
through the
tease
weekend.
you every single week
fine.
about that,
That's
and that's
fine.
just not even right.
That's fine.
Guys, we have so many stories to get right into. This first one, we're just coming in with it this morning. A Florida hospital worker, I should say. It's always a Florida story. Goodness.
It is.
Well, he's arrested after being accused of sucking a patient's toes. Now, I just want to make sure I put this out there. I did not share this story with them before the show on purpose because I really wanted to get you guys' genuine reaction, and it makes sense. That's what I was looking for. Yeah, so shall I say any more? Do y'all get it? Or we're about to give a little bit more in the story, so we're going to check out the actual story from NBC2. Guys, take a look at this.
She's afraid, and we're in the dark. It's a dark room. It's a dark room with a dark male at the foot of her bed. Don't know what she's like. I can understand. I'm not gonna sit here and act like you know what I'm saying? But I'm not trying to do that with you. For what?
Fired and sent to jail after a patient accused him of sucking her toes.
When the security came and got me, I was like, what's going on? And they're like, just come with me.
France Belderin says Monday night while working as a sitter at Gulf Coast Hospital, a mishap with his phone led to a massive misunderstanding.
If I offended her in any way, I apologize.
He says he dropped the phone under the patient's bed, but ended up touching the patient while getting it.
My hand's on the bed. Yes, it's close to her, but I'm reaching to get my phone.
According to his arrest report, the patient at first thought it was a nurse, but then felt wet in between her toes. That's when she told deputies she saw Belderin on his knees, bending over her feet.
It makes me look crazy or creepy, and I'm not. I'm not that type of dude.
The 23-year-old says the incident cost him his job and reputation. Belderin says he's innocent and hopes to clear the air before his life is ruined.
And I know there's other opportunities, but there won't be if I get hit with this felony.
What in the world?
I was trying to see if there were comments.
Look, well, we have so many of you all at least saying good morning, and we say good morning back to all of you. This is a Florida man story. So the patient says she felt something wet between her toes, and then I'm trying. No, you can't make this stuff up. She says she felt something wet between her toes, then she looks up and is like, oh, goodness. So now he's upset because he says, he's being falsely accused, and he's like, this is ruining my reputation. His name is France Belderin. He says he lost his reputation and his job all in one night. So he's facing a battery charge on a person 65 years
Fired
of age
and sent to
or
jail
older.
after a
So he's
patient
refusing
accused
that he
him of
did it.
So
sucking
this
her
woman's
toes.
The
When
toes
security
were
came
of
and
a
got me,
65
I was
year
like,
old plus.
what's going on?
Older than a
Woman.
65-year-old.
So
So
Yeah,
he was
65 years of
caught
Monday
age.
night while
sucking
working
on
as a
someone's
sitter at
Visually
Gulf Coast
caught.
Hospital.
So-
A
And he's
mishap with
mad?
his
Well,
phone
no.
led to
So
a massive
the
misunderstanding.
patient was
If
going
I
off about it
offended her
saying
in
blah,
any
blah, blah,
way,
blah, blah. Now, he happens to be
I'll
there. The nurse calls
apologize.
security,
He
and
says he
security
dropped the
calls the
phone under
police.
the
It's unclear if he was
patient's
actually
bed,
in
but
that
ended
that
up
room
touching
at
the
that
patient
time.
while
But
getting
when
But
it.
either way,
My hands
So he
on
was
the
a
bed.
cop.
she knows what she saw.
But
So she woke
patient
up and
says
she
knows what
saw
she saw.
somebody sucking on her
According to his
toes.
arrest report, the patient at
Exactly. She has a
first
problem.
thought it was a
What are y'all
nurse,
saying
but
about
then
this?
felt
Yes,
wet
Cheryl.
in
Ooh,
between
that
her
is
toes.
right. Christy
That's when
says
she told
only in
deputies she
Florida.
saw
And
Belderin
I
on
know
his
Carol.
knees,
Carol
bending
says, "I
over
am
her
sorry, but
feet."
this is
Funny.
funny
It
only
makes
for
me look crazy,
y'all."
though,
I
You
really
can't make
was
it up.
like,
You
this
said,
can't
brother.
be a
You
real
can't
story,
make it
but
up.
it's legit.
The
This
23-year-old
man has
says
literally
the
been
incident
arrested
cost
for
him
Okay,
this.
his
then
job
question.
and
What would you do?
reputation.
What would you do? You wake
Belderin
up, you're in the
says he's
hospital, you're in whatever
innocent
bed you're
and
in,
hopes to clear
and
the
someone
air
is
before
sucking
his
on
life
your
is
toes when you
ruined.
wake up.
And I
What
know
do
there's
you
other
do?
What do you
opportunities,
do?
But there won't
You
be
guys
if
don't
I
do
get
that.
hit with
Do
this
you
car.
run? I was gonna say, poor lady probably couldn't even run. I don't know what she was feeling at that time. You're in the hospital.
it's
These are
wet.
sick people. These people are ill, and you would think it is okay, sir, to actually do something like that. I'm quite disappointed.
There's probably an easier way to get access to someone's toes too.
There,
like, I don't
there
know,
are
like,
probably platforms for that where you can.
right?
But
Not
just
go
to-
to the ER and find someone in the
I'ma
hospital
suck
bed
your
and just use your
toes.
toes, right? I don't know
Was
the
she
backstory of
sleeping?
all this.
Did she-
This
yeah,
is
'cause
wild, man.
We
this
couldn't
is
hear
wild.
the package
That
that,
part-
you guys heard.
Don't know
so
what
Listen,
she's like. I can
I
understand. I'm not
I
gonna
want
sit
y'all
here
to take
and
it
act
from the
like-
headline, okay?
You know what I'm
Okay,
saying?
right.
I just want you
But
to take it from the
I'm
headline.
not trying to
And
do
for
that
those
with
of
you.
you who are
For
just
what?
joining us, again, we
Fired
want to
and
welcome
sent
you to
to
Daily
jail
Dive.
after
So
a
our
patient
first story we're
accused
talking
him of
about is a
sucking
hospital
her
worker
toes.
here in the
When the
state of
security
Florida,
came
out of
and
Fort
got me,
Myers,
like,
was
I was
arrested
like,
after
what's going on?
being
They're
accused
like,
for
just come with me.
sucking a
Frank
patient's
Belderin
toes.
says
So
Monday night while working as a
I
sitter
think
at
when you
Gulf
when you
Coast
see the
Hospital,
headline and when
a
you hear the
mishap
story, you're
with
just
his
like, there
phone
is no
led
way
to a
in the world.
massive
So this was
misunderstanding.
a hospital
If I offended her
worker,
in any way,
and he's upset
I mean,
because he
I
says he lost
apologize.
his
He
job
says
and
he
his
dropped the
reputation
phone
all in
under
one
the
night. Right now, he's
patient's
facing a
bed,
battery
but
charge
ended
on a
up touching
person
the patient
65
while
years
getting it.
of age or
My
older.
hands on
So
the bed,
that
yes,
tells you
it's
this
close
was
to
an
her,
older,
but
more seasoned
I'm reaching
woman, and
to
she
get my
was
phone.
a sick
According
woman.
to his arrest
Obviously,
report,
she's
the
in the
patient
hospital.
at first
But
thought it was a nurse, but
yeah,
then
she said
felt
she
wet
she
in between her toes.
she
That's when
felt
she told
something wet
deputies
between
she
the
saw
toes, and
Belderin
she just.
on his knees,
Can I ask a question?
bending
I
over
don't know if
her
I can
feet.
answer it, but you can
It
ask
makes
it.
me look
The question
crazy
is,
or, like,
how many
creepy,
other
and I'm
patients
not.
have woken
Like, I'm
up
not that
with
type of dude.
slobbery wet
The
toes and have
23-year-old
no
says the
idea what
incident
happened?
cost him his
And that
job
was just the
and
woman who woke
reputation.
up and got
Belderin
caught, and
says
he was
he's
caught in the
innocent
act. And now,
hopes to clear the
and now
air.
you
You
want to
can
be
make up
mad?
life
You want to
is
be
ruined.
mad?
And
You were
I
stepping
know-
on my toes, and now you're mad?
Janae says some of these patients will say anything. I know Janae. This is why we're saying he's accused. I mean, he was
Right.
arrested, but we're saying he was accused because we
Brooks.
don't know until all of.
That's
Courtney,
true.
what
Yeah.
Courtney said, he said seasoned woman. Yeah, a little seasoned. You know, a little seasoned woman.
Brooks, Kyle said, she goes, "What do? You pick up the phone and film him
Yeah.
Oh,
with a laughy face."
oh! But look, if
should have.
ma'am is 65 plus and
She
she's
don't
in the
know.
hospital, she is probably not with the cell phone just sitting right there.
My goodness.
And if she,
And that's
Oh,
not their
would
generation.
that
this
not,
is-
would that not catch
This
you
is good.
all?
Charlotte just says it's possible the person was dreaming. What if the person was dreaming?
No,
What?
if he was arrested for it, they must have either swabbed their
They
toes,
had
got
something.
some kind
They
of
had
DNA.
something.
evidence.
They
Some
had
kind of-
something.
you don't just
Yeah,
arrest somebody.
They had something, but like I said, that nurse ended up calling security, and then security called the
And
police.
then
So
they
there had to
all
be something. There was
squared
enough of something for them
right.
to be able to arrest him.
Right.
Obviously,
You can't just make a claim.
But yeah. Geraldine says same thing. Maybe the woman was medicated and dreaming it.
Do you know what hospital it was?
Okay. So we have Lou Turner. He's coming in. He's going to join us.
Uncle Lou?
Uncle Lou. This story is wild. What? And Uncle Lou, what are you doing?
Can you
And why do you
try
look
it
like
again?
that?
And why is your chest out?
You know, you got me in a very sensitive moment. You've caught me in the men's changing room where I changed from my GMJ garb into my street walking.
Oh,
So, and then he hit me with a story about toe sucking, and that is just I've got to go to church.
That's your church outfit?
This will be what I wear to church today. Yeah.
you should probably save that for
On a Thursday?
Easter. You know, there was just Ash Wednesday. Just save that for Easter. I like the all white, but maybe take the VIP chain off a little bit. You think you can do that for me?
The only VIP in church is Jesus.
Hallelujah.
Amen.
But they don't want to hear you preach. They don't want to
They
hear
don't
you
wanna
preach.
hear it.
Lou, what you think about this dude that's being accused of
Sucking
must
toes.
have a little,
Sucking toes.
sucking toes. There's no easier way to say it.
I think there are many valuable resources on the internet for just such a fetish. If
You
that's
just-
what
That's
you
what
said-
I said.
you can go right to it, but if you don't want to pay for it. Now, I hope he has all of his shots alleged. I hope he allegedly has all his shots. I'm going to let's use a blanket alleged here. For all
Yes,
like
because that's what it is.
I hope he has all of his vaccinations because who knows who was in that bed before, right? Dude.
So then, question, what do you do if you find that young gentleman sucking on your toes
can
when you woke up
understand.
from
I'm
the
not
hospital.
gonna
You would
sit here and
enjoy
act
it.
like
I
you know what
gather.
I'm saying? But
You would
I'm
enjoy
not
it.
trying to do that with you. For
pretending
what?
to know the
Fired and sent to
goings-ons of
jail
my
after a
social,
patient accused him of
calendar
sucking her toes.
is a little
When the security
off-putting,
came and
I'll
got
be,
me, like I was like,
um,
"What's going
but
on?" And they're like, "Just come with me."
France Belderin says
would
Monday
sit
night
and
while working as a sitter at
sleep.
Gulf Coast Hospital, a mishap with his phone led to a massive misunderstanding.
iPhone
If
3,
I offended her in
and
any
grab,
way,
like,
I mean, I apologize.
He says he
Lou,
dropped the phone
this
under the
lady
patient's
is at
bed,
least
but
65
ended up
years
touching the
old.
patient while
How
getting
How
How
iPhone
dare you
break.
do
On the
this?
bed,
Like,
yes,
I don't
it's close
understand.
to her,
This man
but
is a younger
I'm
guy. We
reaching
don't know
to
his
get my
age, or
phone.
at least I don't know it
According
based
to
off of what I have right here. But this lady is 65 or older. That should just tell you everything you need to know right there. She's 65 years of age. Okay, wait. Now,
Age?
Charlotte says, I don't know. Most 65-year-old toes aren't that cute. I need more information on why they arrested him. Yeah, Charlotte, I mean, you know.
I mean, most toes in general outside of the age of like 3 years old.
3,
Thank you.
4,
Right?
cap.
I don't like
Just
toes.
like tiny little fingers.
Keep them away from me. I don't like my own.
Yeah.
Well, this
Well,
is
no,
why he has said that he is so sad that it has damaged his
He
reputation.
said it's his he said that's his reputation. And,
And
Lou,
you
put
all
your
are
feet
talking
down.
about him.
Put your feet down. Yeah.
Why don't you come out of those socks, Lou? Come out of
Ange
those
says
socks.
wear socks,
Out of those
people.
socks.
Ange says wear socks.
He's gonna do
Luckily,
it.
Lou
He's
Turner
gonna do
has.
it. Why did you
do
tell me
not
to do it?
not take those off, Lou. Don't you do that. We're gonna cut you right out. You're gonna just disappear. You're just gonna disappear just that fast.
Thanks to be out here.
Yeah. So you guys who are just joining in, if you're just joining us, this is a very bizarre story again out of the state of Florida in Fort Myers. Hospital worker is accused of sucking on the patient's toes. I've been trying to find a way for the past few minutes to say this differently, but there's no way I can say it. So again, he's accused of doing this. He's upset because he says he lost his job, his reputation in one night. And he's facing a battery charge on a person 65 years of age or older. So you guys are trying, are chiming in about this. Do we have this one from Geraldine? So
This is good. This is good.
So if this is, hold on, tomorrow's headline: Lady wins millions over sucking toe incident in the world, Carol. And then Geraldine says, so if this is true, I would have gave him a swift kick in the face so he'd have a bloody nose to back up my accusation. Yeah, Geraldine, but Geraldine, if you're caught off guard, sometimes when things happen. Well, no, I agree.
That's
Okay.
knee-jerk
So
reaction.
if you feel something on your toes and you're waking up, what do you react?
Well, typically you do react. You're right. You're
Exactly.
right. So maybe naturally he should have had something hit him in the face. If you're
Right.
that close and you're saying you
And-
felt something wet on your toes,
And again,
Precisely.
there must have been something that was enough of evidence for police to arrest him. Police aren't just going to arrest somebody you accuse of sucking on your toes. You know what I mean?
Now,
Like
Christy-
you need some kind of evidence.
now Kristen says maybe he was just trying to trim her toenails
With his
teeth. That's what
the comment
Christy said. Maybe he was just trying. Yeah.
Do they have? They don't have. It's a hospital. They don't have cameras in the rooms. Like I feel like that's
No, not in the rooms. I don't believe
No?
you can have. No, you
can't
can
have
have
that?
them in the hallways.
In the
I know
hallways
that's
and
the
stuff?
thing, but you can't have those things in rooms
Alright.
because that's people's privacy. So
that's
Dressing him. Yeah. That's interesting though.
we still have some more of you
Yeah.
guys. Yeah, Judy.
Yeah.
Most of the time they do wear those non-skid socks. So I wonder how all of this is happening. This is just
Did he have
happening.
to take the sock
Don't know
off
what
to
shit.
Brooks,
Like,
Rick-
I can
to
understand.
suck
I'm not
Rick
gonna
Wilson
sit here
just
and act
said
like
he's gonna get that
you know what I'm saying?
coronavirus.
But I'm not trying to do that with you. For
Corona.
what?
Fired
Really,
and
Rick?
sent to jail after a patient
Yo,
accused him
this
of
is
sucking her
this is
toes.
absolutely wild. All
When
right, so y'all
security
keep on
came in.
chiming in about this. Also, something big this morning. If you got some kids, none of us have kids, but it's all good. I'm sure some of you that
That
are
we
watching
know
do.
of.
Yeah, where's Luke? Can he
do you?
actually
He's
uncle?
coming back. Don't you worry. So, do you think you're a better parent than your own parents? So, there's this new study from one poll, and it says 76% of people say they are. Now, majority say that parenting is more difficult in this modern world than maybe it was some years and years ago when they were growing up. But 70% are adamant saying they will not pass on certain traits of their childhood to their kids.
Before anyone chimes in, it's my mom's 58th birthday.
Happy birthday,
Happy birthday,
Mom!
Mama Kath.
Mama
Daughter had
Kath.
that. And she
Is
did
it
a
Kath,
great.
Kath for Kathy?
Kathleen.
Kathleen.
Yeah. Kathleen
Okay,
or
all right,
Kathy,
Mama
Kathleen,
Kathleen.
Kath,
Okay.
Kath.
So your
Great
mom.
job. She did a great job.
So your mom did a great job, right?
Yeah, dropped me on my head a couple times, but did a great job.
Lou, can we get straight over to you? Because I mean, you're
You're
the
the
one that
only
got
parent in this
kids.
room.
You're the
But this
parent.
outfit would
But the
suggest the
outfit
answer
is
is no.
right. You're giving me other vibes with the outfit, but I mean,
Your parents
let
would in
us
fact
know what you think.
probably be ashamed of you right now
Really, Lana?
for this little outfit.
My mom raised this, you know, and I'm about to hand it down to future generations. Isn't that scary? Isn't that a scary thought?
It is.
It is.
Let me tell you point blank, I am not a better parent than my parents. My mother, my father, the people who say they are out of their mind. Parents now have so many more resources. We've got thousands of things that my mom and dad didn't have when trying to raise kids. I mean, just think about a common road trip. I mean, the kids can watch a DVD. They can hang out. If they're raising hell at the restaurant, talking too much. I mean, all right, let's chill till we get the bill. Here's the iPhone. Now, I know the iPhones aren't supposed to be babysitters, but I mean, it helps, right?
Right.
My mom and dad didn't have that. Also, the difference between my mom and dad and me raising my kids is my mom and dad would let me at 7, 8, 9 years, as soon as I could ride a bike, I'd disappear from the house at 8 in the morning, and I wouldn't have to come back until, maybe lunch, but certainly dinner. You know what I mean? His son comes out. My son is 7. There is no way.
Can I
a really good
play
point.
like devil's advocate to that
Please.
though? At the same time, much safer world back then, so there was less to worry about. So you could let your kid go off for 12 hours and really not think he's been snatched. I don't have a location on him. I don't know where he is. You just knew they were coming back, and they always usually came back. Nowadays, you couldn't let them leave eyesight of the house.
You better not.
Without,
it's
right,
just-
because you
it's
would
just-
never know.
It's just unsafe. Deanna saying, nope, none of us know what we are doing, and this new generation is going to hate us too. Oh, goodness. And then Connie saying things are way different from when our parents were raising us. You're absolutely right. And this is something even Lou brought up during Good Morning Jacksonville earlier. He was saying, back then, or I'll put it like this, back then when my parents were growing up and stuff like this, and even kind of when I was growing up, they had this street lights rule. So when street lights came on,
Good.
you need to have your behind in the house.
Exactly. Yeah. Ours is
Nowadays,
the same thing.
there's so much that happens prior to the street lights coming on. You have to be, you have to protect your kids, and you really can't trust them to be gone for forever. I mean, even letting them go to certain friends' house and stuff. Like, you have to be very mindful of those different things. So I don't know if I claim that this study is true. Again, it's opinion, and these are what people are saying. But I always say I love the way my parents raised me. I was perfect. I'm just kidding. I was not
also
perfect.
I was quite perfect.
But I will say my parents were old school. They did it. It worked. I do think we have to change with the times. But at the same time, I plan when I eventually have kids someday, hey, we're going to be kind of old school because, I mean, it worked.
But also,
I agree with you, Brooks.
But also, because my aunt has my younger cousins, and they're in high school right now, and I really wasn't able to go do anything in high school ever. But my cousins can, because they've got those apps now that you can put on their phone and go track them. So now you know exactly where they are, so they can't even lie to you, and so exactly where they are, what time. If they told you they're going to Kieran's house, and their phone pops up at the club,
They go to
exactly where
Nicole's
they
house
are,
or whoever.
exactly, or Brad's house.
Oh, yeah.
Exactly.
This is
So
gonna
I just
sound
think
weird.
it's different.
I think it's different for you, but I think I'm not blaming this right here, but this I think could be a big factor. Because think of how much access to information we have at the tips of our fingers, right? So we have all this information coming in. Back then, it was just my parents had no idea what I was doing during the day. It was kind of just hey, be home for dinner. So I just knew I'd go out, for dinner. Now, if you send your kid out, you know exactly what they're doing because you're seeing what they're posting on Instagram. You're seeing what they're posting on Snapchat.
True.
TikTok,
They post it all.
that stuff. So then it's you're watching and you're more worrisome. Oh, why are you doing that? Why are you doing this? So there's almost the lack of intel, so to speak, back then maybe helped it become a little less worrisome and more trusting. Whereas now maybe that trust is kind of lost a little bit here and there. I don't know.
All right, and I think Charlotte is saying I'm always telling my kids when they do wrong, they had better be glad that Clarissa, my mom, isn't your mom right now. That's what I'm like. Listen, you didn't want my mother. Listen, I can't wait to tell my kids that your grandmother, she would have whipped that into shape really quickly.
Right.
Is Lou still here? Is Lou?
Yeah.
Is he? Hey, Lou.
Yes. Listen.
Probably need to
It's also a very different time as far as spanking. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You got to be, and I don't know if that's exactly what y'all are talking about, but my parents, I'm not going to go on here and say, hey, my mom and dad beat me. But when it was time at Walmart, if I was trying to touch everything in Walmart, I would get this look like, you touch one more thing, I'm going to pop you.
The look.
That fixed it. Now you do that in Walmart or wherever you go, you're going to have 19 people calling the cops on you. Because everybody's business. I got to raise my kid how I got to raise my kid. I'm not an advocate. I'm not going to sit here and say spank your kids or don't. I'm just saying it is so different now. The way now you punish by saying things along the lines of well, that's 7 minutes of iPad time you can't have. And I mean, really, I know that's like devastating in the moment, but of those of us of a certain age, if we knew our wooden spoon was coming, oh man. That was an attitude adjustment super quick. But whether that was the right way or the wrong way, hell, who am I to say? But I want to end with this note, the conclusion paragraph to this essay. My mama, my daddy did a better job. I know they did. I'm doing my best. And maybe by the time Ollie's old enough to say, hey, Dad, you did a fine job, we can reassess then. But I just know, good night. It's tough.
Well, if it means anything, you appear to be a good father. So there's that. At least the appearances.
Let me tell you, Lou is doing an incredible job. And if you ever watch any of his Instagram and Facebook, you know that he is an incredible father. So we know he's doing his best. But hey, like any other parent would probably say, you learn as you go. You know what I'm saying? It just is what it is. You have, let me see, Danielle saying, Lou, we appreciate you being here, my dude. I mean, you're in the dressing room, some rooms away, but that's not the point.
Crazy as you want to look, too.
Danielle said, my mom had 3 kids. She was a single parent, 3 jobs. She's still working at 71. Wow. She is a rock star. Respect. I know that's right, Danielle. And then you have Cindy that says, my parents did better. Back then, the family dynamic centered around the parents instead of the children.
Right.
That's quite interesting. And then Charlotte saying, I'm not a better parent, but different. My husband and I also know all the teen tricks because between us, we'd either tried it or did it. We catch a lot before they get away with it. Yeah, that's just part of being a parent. So you guys keep chiming in about this. Let's get over here to this last and final story. Steve, are you scared? You afraid of bugs?
Yeah, a little bit. Definitely spiders. Definitely. I'm arachnophobic. But yeah, man, something big crawls up, I'm out.
What about you?
I'm out.
Oh, yes.
Okay, you're
1,000%.
Okay, so there's another survey. Thank you. But we're going to see what this says. So there's this other survey that shows men are scaredy cats when it comes down to bugs. So men have typically the upper leg on being more knowledgeable about bugs, but most people said they were afraid of bed bug bites, followed by seeing a bug and then not being able to find it. And then, here's something else that's just interesting. Most people deal with pests in their homes. So, they looking like, let me get the spray out. Let me do whatever. I don't have pests in my home, praise the Lord, because I wouldn't be able to live there if I did. But I will say here, being in Florida, you don't have a choice but to understand that there could always be a time that you see a water bug or that you see a roach. Or either you're going to be afraid of it or you're going to say, I got something for you. It just depends on what you do.
It's like swallowing up that little gut-wrenching feeling you have and just going for it. Grabbing the paper towel or sometimes use the Tupperware or the bowl technique and you just go for it and you just have to go or going in. But I will admit, call me what you want. If my girlfriend is in the house, she is squashing the bug now.
All right.
Whoa, Steve! I thought you were going to say.
I'm not saying I'm making her do it. I just go, oh my goodness, and she probably does something on the lines of, oh my gosh, look, picks it up and sets it free in the backyard.
Here's where I gotta chime in because
it's a cute little bug.
Is so discouraging for me because I feel like I'm excited to get married so that my bug problems become his bug problems. I don't need to, as soon as I get married, as soon as I say I do, I am not doing anything else about a spider or a water bug, roach, nothing. I mean, I don't care. A silver bug, a daddy long leg. It might be in my vows. Because I don't have any business while there's a man in the house. So for y'all to come up here and tell me that men are more afraid of bugs than women, I'm not going to accept that from you, men. I'm just, no. You can take it back, reassess, and come back.
So we're getting a comment. Hold on. Y'all can just throw it up on
felt like I
You were
was
stuck.
I was
You were.
I was at his will.
Yeah,
if he
you
wanted
were
to
stuck.
come and attack me, what am I gonna go leave a trailer?
You can't do
ever
anything.
since, I think just that moment just kind of put an overwhelming sense of like being stuck every time you see a bug. And I don't squash not an area bug. I take whatever cleaning solution is nearest to me and I follow it around and I spray it until it stops moving.
Now let me tell you
And
something.
that's how we do
My
it in Harris
grandmother,
household.
my great grandmother rather, she taught me about this. She said, "Listen, don't waste all your spray on a bug."
And I will.
She said, "Hit it once or twice,
Huh.
and it may run a little bit,
I
but
don't need that crunch.
don't waste your spray." What is this? Charlotte saying there is no. There is no catch and set free. If you come in my house, you die. And then you have Danielle that says, lizards, man, nah, they're fast. I can't do. That's the thing, Danielle. They're too fast.
They are.
If I knew I could capture them and release them, that's fine. But they're just too fast. And then Cindy saying bugs will not leave my house alive, even if I have to do it myself. Cindy said, I ain't got to have no man to make it happen. I'm gonna do it.
Now, okay, here is what my stance on it is. I'm not actually afraid of bugs when I'm outside. When I'm outside, it's kind of like that's your realm. That's your house. I'm outside. I'm a visitor. Because when I see a bug outside, it's like,
Unless
oh, that's a bug. Unless it's a giant spider. Right.
Spider. Yeah.
But in my house, you're in my home.
Yeah.
Now I'm afraid of you.
When you go outside, you're in their space.
Still afraid of the spider, though.
Oh, well, you can be afraid of them, but I'm just saying, you leave them alone and you avoid them.
Right.
They come in your place.
And then you're in my space. That's what I'm trying to say. Yeah. Once you become in my space, the audacity of you to come into my home, now I have to kill you because you disrespected me.
Yeah. I'm not about those bugs. Yo, we're out of time. They're telling me we gotta go. We really do appreciate you guys joining the Daily Dive. This has been fun today, especially that first story. Again, if you missed it, you're gonna have to watch the replay. But yes, a hospital worker here in the state of Florida, in Fort Myers to be exact, was arrested after being accused of sucking a patient's toes. And again, for the past 30 minutes, I've been trying my best to figure out a nice way to put it, but there is no other way to put it. A man ended up
I don't want to get into it
somebody's
again,
toes, and she happened to be
we were going off the rails there.
At least 65 years of age. We don't know how old she is, but we know she's 65 or older. So yeah, right now he's facing a battery charge. When a person's 65 years of age or older. Listen, we have got to go, but we've got to share something with you all. Our very own Lana Harris.
Right.
Lana, it's your last
this is
day.
It.
Your
this
last weekday with us.
I still will be on Sunday morning. But that's it.
We're gonna miss you, my friend.
I know. I still haven't internalized yet. I don't know if you guys do that when somebody's leaving you or you're leaving. You just purposely don't think about it, internalize it, process it. So to me, I'm still gonna be here on Monday morning, and I don't think until Monday hits, it's gonna be like, oh, I'm really not supposed to come back to the building.
I'm not running in.
Want to thank Lana for just you're so vibrant. So on Sunday mornings when I'd be rolling in, just be like half asleep, Lana, you just be like, you would wake me up
full of energy,
be like, all right, it's time to get to work. So
I mean, she starts with me just about every single day I come into the building, and I don't like to talk. I'm not a morning person, so I like to say a quick good morning, but let her not hear me say good morning.
Hello to you too.
Are we not speaking?
Are we not
speaking? Are you not talking to me today?
We are. I just said it kind of low because it's kind of early for me right now. It's 3 a.m. But Lana, you have done an incredible job these past. How long have you been at First Coast News now?
2 years.
2 years you've been here, and you're going to be going to our sister station in Charlotte, North Carolina.
Yes.
So you guys still have an opportunity to make sure you connect with her on social media. But again, you have done an incredible job, my friend.
Thank you.
We're so excited and happy for you. And again, we thank you all for joining us today. Be sure to join the Daily Dive every weekday morning at 8 o'clock. We'll see you next time.
Yeah.